Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Very quickly before the video starts, today is exciting because we are introducing a new idea to the channel. Basically, the character redesigns are popular here, but I have been trying to think of a way to spice it up a bit. So I have come up with the yet-to-be cleverly named Randomized Wheel of Character Redesign Challenge. Basically, I have one wheel with a bunch of fictional characters, a wheel with a bunch of fictional universes on it, and a wheel for different roles within each of the said fictional universes, and I have to spin each wheel to find out how I have to redesign the character with all of the specifications that get spit out at me. And then there is the super special Wheel of Fun that basically exists to throw a wrench in my plans and add some extra interest and challenge to the redesign. So that is pretty much the basic gist of it, and once a character has been picked by the wheel, they will need to be replaced for the next spin. So be sure to comment your suggestions for other characters or universes, even roles that you would like to see on these wheels for the next video. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit it with a thumbs up and subscribe with the notifications on so that you can know the next time I upload. And with that, I will take up no more of your time and we will get into the video. Alrighty, so here we are on the character wheel. And the characters that we have today are Neo, Jack Sparrow, the Terminator, Elsa, Wonder Woman, Ellen Ripley, Lady Dimitrescu, Shrek, Iron Man, and Ahsoka Tano. Okay, so I'm just gonna shuffle this up a couple of times. And then we will spin. Okay. So Elsa from Frozen. Not too bad of a start. Now we go to the universes wheel. And, okay, so options for universes is I'm going to remove Disney because she already is Disney. That would be a bit redundant. So the options left are Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Marvel, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Star Wars, and Mad Max. And once again, I'll shuffle it a couple times, and we'll go. Okay, so Elsa in Game of Thrones. Oh, fuck. I accidentally hit the back button on my mouse, I'm sorry, but it was Game of Thrones. We saw it. I have video evidence. Now we are going to go over towards the Game of Thrones roles. If I get Targaryen, this is going to be a very easy redesign. Okay, so as far as roles, we have White Walker, Night's Watchman, Targaryen, Lannister, Stark, and Kingsguard. And I'm just gonna shuffle it up to get the names kind of spread out a little bit more. Okay. And we will spin. Okay, Lannister. At least it wasn't Targaryen. So Elsa as a Lannister. And we can definitely make this more interesting, I think. So let's go to the Wheel of Fun. So lots of options here. We have zombified, as a merperson, as a robot, gender bent, and make it steampunk, in JoJo Bizarre Adventure style, or artist choice, where I get to decide. So let's go ahead and spin it. So Elsa as a Lannister zombie. Yeah, I think I can do something fun with that. So I am very sorry to be a disappointment as always, but I immediately cheesed this a little bit. I'm sorry. I do have Lannister and White Walker as two separate roles on the Game of Thrones wheel, but when I got zombified on the fun wheel, and you consider that White Walkers are the canon zombies of the universe, plus Elsa is an ice-powered character, it made too much sense to not do Elsa as a White Walker and a Lannister, so that is what I decided to do. I pray that you'll forgive me for not exactly following the rules that I made up for myself. One of the first things that I realized would be a bit of an issue is that I had some conflicting color palettes to deal with Elsa and the White Walkers having a cool, icy blue-toned palette, and the Lannisters having the exact opposite, a rich, warm red and gold being their main colors. I tackled this more directly a little bit later in the design process, but that was like the first thing that popped up as like an issue that I had to consider. I had to find a way to subdue the red and gold to make it match better with the cool tones, as a bright, warm White Walker doesn't really make a lot of sense. So keeping that in mind as I started to actually draw the character out. When you are designing a character visually, you have to consider who the character is, what they do, why they look how they do, etc. So as I started to sketch out the pose and some different outfit ideas, I started to come up with a bit of a story for her. Not one that would fit within the actual canon of the show or books, but something for the purpose of fitting the redesign. I imagine her as someone a bit like Cersei Lannister and Arya Stark, where she wasn't ever very concerned with filling the role of a proper lady of a noble house, and grew a sort of resentment seeing how she was treated differently and more restricted than her male relatives. Timeline-wise, she would definitely be an ancestor to the Lannisters we see in the show, and maybe her family were some of the men who were going against the children of the forest and trying to harm them way back in the day. So Elsa here would be very unhappy herself with her family, given they probably had plans to marry her off to some lord that she had no interest in an attempt to build a political alliance. So she struck a friendship with the children of the forest, with her agreeing to let them perform the White Walker making spell that we kind of see in the show. I don't think it has a proper name. Anyways, she agrees to let them perform the spell on her so that she can help them fight against her family, which also gets her out of being used as a political pawn and being married to somebody that she doesn't want to. But as we see it happen in the show, something goes wrong with the spell, something happened that the children weren't expecting, and it quite literally turned her cold. Golden hair turning silver, her skin blue and icy, and the spell amplified her resentment of her family into hatred of humanity itself, leading her to just killing them in cold blood of her own volition, completely ignoring the children and their motives, and she just becomes something way out of control. And thus, the first of the White Walkers is born. A queen of ice, one might say. This is where I see the outfit designs that I made start to come in. Of course, she at one point likely wore a lovely dress and jewelry to indicate her status, and after turning against them and killing her family, she probably took pieces of the armor and clothing from her family members that she previously had never been allowed to wear, creating her overall outfit. Over time, I see her armor and remnants of the dress becoming worn, torn, more broken down, with the gold becoming more frosted from her time in the north, and the once intricately designed armor being lost to the point that you can only see a hint of the designs that were once there. The vibrant reds grow more dulled with exposure and age, to the point that it is only a shadow of itself by the time we would get around to seeing her in the show's timeline. And in true Elsa/White Walker fashion, I designed her a sword that was pretty much just a simple ice pike that she can manifest herself. So this is pretty much what I came up with. The Night Queen, formerly known as Elsa Lannister. This has probably been one of the more fun character redesigns to do so far, and I definitely want to do more of these. I've mentioned before on my channel that in addition to just improving my overall art skills, I really want to get better in creating character concept art, and I can already see a big improvement in my work, and I definitely want to hone in on that and keep practicing. So again, if you enjoyed, I would really appreciate it if you'd consider liking and subscribing, and comment your suggestions of characters you want to see on the wheel next. I hope to see you around, and I hope you have a great day.